Welcome to Messages from the Universe with Laurie Wondra. Laurie is an internationally renowned psychic medium, author, and shamanic practitioner, sharing insights from angels, guides, wisdom keepers, and teachers of the universe that help you navigate life's mysteries and transformations.
Hello, I am Laurie Wondra, and thank you for listening. What's up with the energy of May? Well, May is known as the fifth month, and in 2025, its collective number is also 5, and that represents freedom, curiosity, adventure, and change. And we have been in the whirl of change for months now. The energy of the number 5 also resonates with adaptability and versatility, unexpected blessings and opportunities, the integration of the physical realm and the spiritual realm, life changes, new opportunities, and deep desire for spiritual freedom. Now let's look ahead at the major planetary movements for this month of May, and then I'm going to get into the impact for each sign. Let's start with Pluto, because Pluto stations retrograde on the 4th of May. That's an annual occurrence that provides that perfect backdrop for deep introspection. Pluto is about death and rebirth, helps bring up those things that sometimes we don't like to look at. You can go within, get to those root problems, and break bad habits. This is the time to do those things. It's also an ideal period to examine your relationships and where you lose your power. Do you manage your power well? Even how you define what your internal power is. Or are you tempted to try to control others? That may be where you feel you are in control. If you can loosen the reins, you'll enjoy this ride much more. Pluto remains retrograde until October 13th of this year. Mercury then moves into Taurus on the 10th of this month, and that's all about practical thinking. This down-to-earth transit of Mercury favors common sense solutions, and we are going to be looking for those solutions both personally as well as community-wise. Tap into that energy. You'll be less likely to make errors. It's also a divine time to plan your summer improvements, those projects that you've been putting off. Now get some momentum to move forward. You can see what needs to be done and the best way to get there. Taurus energy is about stability, surety, our home, and it's about finances. Mercury remains in Taurus until the 25th of this month. Now, when the full moon is in Scorpio on the 12th, this is a time for us to let go of any deep-seated grudges. We're going to feel some energy bubble up, some things we've been holding on to or that have been bothering us. This is the best time to release that old energy. And as you do, you will feel much lighter. This is also a time of intuition. I always feel that anytime we're in the lower vibration of anger, frustration, hate, or hold those grudges, it holds our energy down. And so as we release that, it's just normal for us to be elevated. Be sure to pay attention to your feelings at this time. They won't fail you. However, emotions can be intense under any full moon, but especially in this time of the Scorpio full moon. This could also be a perfect day for some self-care and some paying attention to those areas that you've been neglecting that pertain to you. Now, the sun is in Gemini on the 20th, and that means conversations are about to get a lot more animated and more lively. Curiosity reigns this month, so be careful so that you stay in this place of joy and truth and fact and avoid any gossipy or things that are just too out there to be true. During these 4 weeks or during this month, you'll want to indulge with your mind. This is creativity. So look for classes, books, short trips, neighborhood block parties, or getting together with friends. This is a highly social period, so enjoy yourself as much as possible. The sun will be here in Gemini until June 20th. Now, the big news this month is Saturn enters Aries on the 24th, and I devoted an entire podcast to the impacts of Saturn and Aries. You can go back and listen to that and how it impacts each of your signs. But keep in mind that Saturn is associated with boundaries, structure, and lessons, whether we want to learn them or not. In Aries, that's the I am energy, but here it can be like a wild child that wants to break the rules or push up against the boundaries. So during this period, which lasts about 2 years, you'll want to find ways to tame any impulsive actions or feelings. Find the balance between Aries' courage and fire and Saturn's discipline. Use the energy of Aries' drive to create some different or better boundaries in your life. Take responsibility for your issues and act like an adult. And if you do that, you'll grow in exciting new ways. This transit is also ideal for bold but measured leadership. Take the lead, but hold the reins firmly and gently. Be aware of where others also might be totally equipped to lead. You'll score many more victories that way. And Mercury slides into its home base of Gemini on the 25th. And Mercury rules Gemini. So it's very, very happy here. Mercury is about talking and communication. So this is the best time to learn, talk it out, feed your head, and knowing that you can also be easily distracted though. So try not to take things on all at once. Mercury will leave Gemini for a little bit more emotional space in Cancer on June 8th. And lastly, we have the new moon also in Gemini, which is a fantastic place for starting new conversations, signing contracts, and getting out and about. Why be isolated when there's fun in the sun? That new moon in Gemini is on May 25th, giving us plenty of time to round out the end of the month and create those plans and actions as we go into the summertime. Now let's look at what May means for all signs. I always suggest to better understand the impacts of the energy on your sign, listen to both your rising and your sun sign. And some people like to listen to their moon sign also. Let's start with Aries. Now, the big news for you, Aries, is that in May, Saturn moves into your sign on the 24th. Now, at that time, you already will have Neptune and Chiron and Venus all sitting in Aries. So this is a powerful month for you. The planets really allow you to shine bright. And Aries, this is a month for you to ignite your fire. This is a great month for you to socialize and be out in public. If you want to bring more public appearances or more presentations out into public, this would be the month to do it. I also feel like finances are going good for you this month. That really is thanks to the sun's presence in your money sector. Mercury joins the sun on the 10th, and that brings some additional money-making ideas or business ideas or things that you can grow or evolve in your life. This also ensures that you'll make smart decisions when it comes to finances. Now, the full moon on the 12th is probably your best day or time frame to consult with a financial advisor or to really look at where everything is. This will just bring more confidence into some of the choices that you're making. Honestly, your calendar looks like it's probably going to be pretty darn busy this month as the sun zips through your third house on the 20th, followed by Mercury a few days later. And that just brings this maybe running errands, visiting friends, taking social outings with friends, or even taking some short trips. This is about adventure. This is an excellent time for you to go for something that you've maybe been avoiding for a while. The big news again is in May, Saturn is in your sign on the 24th, and this elevates your determination, gives you the grit to take command of your life if you felt like you've been stuck or kind of off for a while. And if you want to improve any element of your world, Saturn is going to be on your side for the next 2 years. The new moon then on the 26th of May brings some exciting news, and this could be the golden opportunity that you've been waiting for. Taurus, this is a month that you are able to and will be pushed by the universe to really reveal and be a little bit more vulnerable as to your true self. This is also a great month for you to set some new financial goals, especially on the 26th, which is the new moon time. The sun is in your sign, and that means it's officially your season. So this is the time of year when you can express your authentic self. Even so, your ruling planet, which is Venus, is sitting quietly in your secrets sector, which means you may choose to keep the best parts of yourself private. Only those that are closest to you will get to see the real you. And I think that that's where the universe is going to push you to be a little bit more vulnerable with those that are closest to you. If you want to give a glimpse of your true self, I would say the 2nd of this month is probably that perfect time period. Mercury will join the sun on the 10th, and that transit then adds more power to your words. Communication is just going to come a little bit easier for you. If you need to say something, you can and will find the right words. I also believe that a relationship might come to a conclusion this full month. That arrives on the 12th of this month. If you experience an ending, trust that that's the best, that it's creating a gateway for something new. Again, your financial luck gets boosted when the sun then enters into Gemini on the 20th, followed by Mercury on the 25th. And this sets off, I think, a happy chain of events that could really help you over the next few months. Pay attention to your energy when Saturn moves into Aries on the 24th. After 2 years of serious social activities, you're really ready to rest. That's what this energy is going to be about for you. The more attention you give to your self-care routines for the upcoming 2 years, really the better off you'll be. You'll just feel better. Also, a fantastic financial upgrade looks to be arriving, or that's in your financial sector around the 26th. That's the new moon time. Any seeds that you plant now probably will take off very wildly. Just plant smartly. Now, Gemini, watch out for any miscommunications, particularly on the 18th. I feel that May begins on a quiet note, but it ends kind of with a burst of energy for you at the end of the month. As the sun sets in the private section of your chart at the beginning of the month, you'll find that you're missing out on joy or happiness, and you want that. Your friends will begin to pester you to get out of your cocoon. So find some compromise between the time of being in solitude and rest to any social activity. And that way, everybody wins. Secrets are revealed when your ruling planet Mercury sits next to the sun for a few weeks, and that begins on the 10th. Expect juicy information coming your way. Look for a job change or the possibility of a job change or an upgrade around the full moon time period, which occurs on the 12th. If you're unhappy in your current situation, be on the lookout. Just be ready for a graceful exit on this day or a graceful entrance into something else. Avoid any arguments around the 18th, as that's when your ruling planet really squares Mars, and that could be a losing battle. Mars has that fire or that war energy to it, and that's just not your thing, Gemini. Your season arrives on the 20th when the sun enters your sign. So that would be the time to emerge from your maybe hibernation, your sanctuary, get out of your routines, engage with the world, and enjoy receiving more of the world's blessings for the following 4 weeks. Now, Mercury is in your sign on the 25th, and that ensures you have all the right words to greet your friends, family, and the public. Heads up, though, Saturn is in your friend zone on the 24th, and that marks a 2-year period where you may need to reassess who is in your center circle, who is in your outer ring, who's kind of rotating around you. Some friendships may end during this time only to be replaced with other companions that are maybe vibrating or at the pace that you are now. Just be open to new social groups and activities. You'll never know who you'll meet. And if you need to update your wardrobe, the new moon is the great time to do that for shopping. Hit those small boutiques. I think that your eye for who you are and what you want is open at that time, and that might be a prime time for you to go make some changes. Now, Cancer, this month promises to be filled with plenty of social activities. The friendship sector of your chart seems to be busy all month, pulling you out of your home and into all kinds of fun activities. It's hard to say no when the invites all are so fantastic. Catch up with your friends over coffee or lunch when Mercury is in Taurus, and that helps to put lively conversations or exciting conversations on the agenda for a few weeks. A great evening for a date night is around the full moon time period on the 12th. Make reservations at a nice restaurant. Treat yourself and your partner to a night that you can just reconnect or connect on a deeper level. Quiet time calls when the sun enters your introspection zone, and that's around the 20th, and that's followed by Mercury a few days later. After so much social activity at the beginning of the month, this is going to feel really good to have some rest days. The best day for your self-care or for you to kind of dip back into quiet time, a little bit of isolation, is around the new moon time on the 26th. Spend that day at the spa. You'll emerge refreshed and ready to take on the world. Now, as far as Saturn being concerned, and Saturn entering Aries, this is going to hit your career area for about the next 2 years. Expect some upgrades in this area. This is the time to keep your ambitions on overdrive. Be on the lookout. The more energy you put into maybe moving into the position you want, going after those positions or the jobs or the responsibility that you want, don't get your foot or leave your foot off the gas pedal. The faster you continue to apply what you want and what you're looking for, the sooner you will achieve those goals. Now, Leo, this May is a banner month for your career. Your ruling planet, the sun, puts you directly in the spotlight. So this is your chance to cement yourself as a leader in your company or your industry. Don't be afraid to be seen. Leo likes to be in front and be seen. But this month is a time for the energy that is aligned to that. Mercury joins the sun on the 10th, and this helps you find the right words to inspire your community. Now, watch for a family situation that comes to resolution on the 12th when the full moon shows up. If you have struggled with a loved one, you will find peace at this time. Invitations to social events pour in when the sun moves into more sociable time with Gemini on the 20th, followed by Mercury on the 25th. Celebrations such as graduations to weddings to births will keep your calendar busy. The best night or time period for gathering with your friends is around the 26th. That's the new moon. It's high in the sky that evening. So grab your friends, kick up your heels, have some fun. And if higher education or travel is on your mind, well, Saturn's entry into Aries on the 24th really opens the door for some far-flung adventures, some serious academics. You'll have 2 years to travel the world or to earn that degree. Both of those are grand plans for you. Now, Virgo, this is an excellent month for travel. The sun is heating up the long journey section of your chart as May kicks off, giving you the nudge to book a trip or two. Mercury meets the sun on the 10th, and another cosmic transit is ideal for spontaneous travel. The cosmos wants you to take a vacation. And if you don't want to be gone too long, well, the full moon on the 12th is a perfect time for a quick trip, a visit to the next city, little shopping trip, anything that might give you a sense of adventure and allow you to wander just a little bit. Now, your career also hits some new heights when the sun moves into your status zone on the 20th. That's followed by Mercury 5 days later. This is the best time to throw your hat in the ring for a new position or approach your boss for a promotion, new job, those types of things. And don't be afraid to negotiate with your boss when Mercury forms this favorable angle to Saturn on the 25th. Communication is going to be on your side. Creativity is on your side this month. The door will most likely open when the new moon arrives on the 26th. So if opportunity knocks, answer it and say yes. Saturn in Aries on the 24th puts your attention on some long-term financial goals. Now you'll have 2 years to get your plans and your debts settled. So jump in early and take advantage of this 2-year period. The more organized you are, the more secure you'll be when this transit ends in 2 years. Please do not wait until the end of this 2-year transit. And Libra, well, your relationships and money are really intertwined this month. The sun shines a light on how well do you share? Do you give as well as get? Do you get as well as you give? If not, this is your opportunity to strike a balance. And Libra is about balance anyway, so it's going to hit you a little bit harder this month. Mercury in Taurus on the 10th puts your money mind into a more practical headspace. This is a perfect time for you to be sorting out your resources. What's coming in, what's going out, what can you stop doing, and what can you start? Now, the full moon on the 12th is your best day to finalize any financial negotiations that you might find yourself in. This allows you to feel more secure going forward. The travel bug also bites you this month when Sun tours your 9th house for a few weeks, beginning on the 20th. Now, Mercury follows suit on the 24th, and that creates a most lovely vibe for intellectual journeys, sightseeing, long conversations with strangers, curiosity. In other words, you should definitely book a ticket, set off on an adventure when the new moon is in Gemini. That shows up on the 26th. Relationships can be serious business for the next 2 years when Saturn kind of nestles into the partnership sector of your chart on the 25th. You'll have plenty of time to make connections, forge deals, cut ties, let go of the things that aren't working and start things that are, and certainly commit for some different long-term goals. Now, Scorpio, you may need more freedom this month. The sun sits with Uranus in your partnership zone, which puts you really in a restless mode. Although Mercury is in Taurus on the 10th, and that helps you to sort out your feelings, others may not like exactly what you have to say, especially if they have other plans. Prepare to defend your decision when the full moon shows up on the 12th. And this may be the moment when you must express your needs. It will require courage, bravery, but you've got that. Keep in mind that the universe can help you communicate through this time. Your attention shifts to money when the sun begins to move into your 8th house for 4 weeks, and that begins on the 20th. This is creating security, and this might require some new strategies. Now, thankfully, Mercury joins the sun on the 25th, and this will give you the necessary information or data and details to make great decisions. So if you're uncertain, this Sun-Mercury duo favors contacting a trusted financial advisor. Go get that additional advice. Sit down, and that could shed some light on possible fiscal leaks, some tax breaks, some money-making areas that you just didn't know existed. The new moon on the 26th brings a fresh source of revenue. It could be the beginning of a very prosperous period if you play your cards right. Now, career demands rise during this time. This is part of Saturn heading into Aries on the 24th. Hard work will be necessary for the next 2 years, but the payoff at the end will be large. This is a time period of putting your nose down and working forward. Now, Sagittarius, I would say during this month, this is about finding the balance between work and rest. Do that as much as possible. You will have a tendency to be off. You'll be tempted to really work hard at your job thanks to the sun's presence in the work section of your chart, but then feel totally drained with working so hard. Show your joyous side. You'll keep your teammates motivated. Just be cautious about any quick or hard mood swings. If you want to take a quick trip, the 5th of the month is probably the best time, and that's thanks to Mercury's aspect to Jupiter. Mercury in Taurus on the 10th puts more meetings and more general busyness into your workplace. It won't be so easy to get away, but there is an opportunity for a break when the full moon shows up on the 12th. Turn off your phone, carve out some time that's just for you, and know that the office will survive without you. You might experience some relationship snags that require your attention when the Sun and Mercury head into your partnership zone the week following the 20th. It's a fabulous few weeks to forge alliances and commitments. The new moon on the 26th could seal the deal or reveal an interesting new connection. Whatever happens that day might lead to something deep and permanent as time progresses. Now, Saturn in your true love sector on the 24th kicks off a 2-year period where romance becomes serious business. This would be a time in the next 2 years that you could be ready to settle down, start a family. Only time will tell, and the key is being in the right partnership and experiencing the life and the dreams that you've always desired. And Capricorn, well, this is a great month for you to celebrate with friends, creating your dream or your vision. Romance heats up this month, adding spring into your step. The sun elevates you as it zips through the true love section of your chart, and Mercury joins the party on the 10th. And this all makes your words a little bit sweeter, a little bit easier to convey your feelings. This will help you communicate to those meaningful relationships that are around you. Gather friends for a night on town when the full moon illuminates the sky on the 12th. Dance under the stars. This is a perfect springtime activity. Sit around a fire, play some music, have fun. Work then gets intense when the sun heads into your 6th house on the 20th. And that's followed by Mercury a few days later. Meetings and negotiations will take up a lot of your time, but don't mind, because deep down you're ambitious. You tend to be one of the signs that just don't mind those long days at the office. Capricorn, your hard work is rewarded when the new moon on the 26th lifts the curtains on a brand new opportunity. It might be that position you've been looking for, that new career that's been coming or you've been looking for. If you also at this time are looking for something newer to improve your home, Saturn in Aries on the 24th gives you a 2-year window to purchase, renovate, or organize the perfect nest, the perfect place that you can anchor in and settle down. Now, Aquarius, your home is where your heart is this month. If you've been feeling you want to move or redecorate, the sun really is providing the right energy to create your perfect home environment. Expect friends and family to drop by very often, actually, once Mercury enters Taurus on the 10th. You don't like disorganization, so the sooner you get your space in order, the less stress you'll feel when company arrives. Now, a career change is also possible when the full moon lights up the sky on the 12th. It's a perfect time to make an exit. So have your resume in hand well before that day. On the 20th, the sun shifts gears into your romantic zone. That's followed by Mercury 4 days later. This astrological match helps you seek out those relationships, seek out those partnerships. So for single Aquarians, this could lead to new opportunities. However, If you're already partnered, this could also signal a deeper growth in the relationship that you are in. The new moon on the 26th is divine timing for updating your online profile or taking your current sweetheart out for a romantic evening. Saturn in Aries on the 24th creates the ideal conditions for serious study. Now, you too will have 2 years to dive deep into the books, polishing your skills, or picking up brand new skills. And Pisces, May finds you moving very quickly, running a lot of errands. You're busy. I imagine a hummingbird, that comes to mind. But that's thanks to the sun's presence and the neighborhood portion of your chart. Now, Mercury joins the fun on the 10th, and that ensures that you're on the go constantly. The first 3 weeks of May are sure to be mentally stimulating. Book a long-distance journey on the 12th when the full moon comes into view. This is the perfect time to get away from the daily grind. Spring cleaning, home improvements could occupy more of your time when the sun heads into your domestic sphere on the 20th, followed by Mercury just a few days later. You'll have 4 weeks to do your lawn work, plant seeds, paint the walls, finish those odd projects or those little jobs that you've been delaying. If you want to move or purchase a new home, the new moon on the 26th is your best day to begin your search. Now, Saturn moving into Aries on the 24th, it's been in Pisces for the last 2 years. So during that time, the last 2 years, you probably felt as if life was incredibly serious. Well, you've matured a lot, and you are now ready to tackle your finances. You're ready to look forward to the future. The following 2 years will be ideal for you to revamp your budget, paying down any debts, saving for the future, putting a budget and a plan in place. This is about securing your future. The 24th is also brilliant for brainstorming new ideas in the business area or what the next 2 years look like for you. Pay attention to your flashes of inspiration that day. This is your creativity coming to the surface. And speaking about creativity, May is a great month for creativity. We desire it. Things are waking up and our soul is craving action based on the momentum that's been building. May is a time for activity and social interactions. It's expecting us, and when I say it, the universe is expecting us to take some action, to start blooming, to not be idle. I'm Laurie Wondra of Your Life Core, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Messages from the Universe. For information about Laurie Wondra's current events or to schedule a private session, visit her website, yourlifecore.com. You can also subscribe to her monthly newsletter. Laurie also shares inspirational and informational messages on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening.